Hi there. Um, right, I'm doing a little impromptu video because there's a lot going on at the moment. And over the last 4 or 5 days, I've been feeling it personally. I know that my clients have from conversations I've been having with them through messages and sessions, and also a lot of my friends that I've spoken to as well. So I just thought I'd create a little video to share my thoughts and feelings on what's happening. So there are three main things that I have observed that people are feeling. The first one is tiredness, almost extreme tiredness, feeling exhausted, and with that, a lack of focus, a lack of energy, just really lethargic. This is how I feel right now. So this video is taking a lot of mental capacity for me. Um, but I thought it was important that I shared. Just feeling tired and tired on so many levels, like the mental level and the physical level, and just everything feeling like hard work. And as I said, alongside that, this lack of focus, not being able to think properly and to be able to communicate how we, what we want to say. Perfect example right there. The second thing is a lot of feeling in our guts. This is presenting primarily as stagnation, constipation, or when there is movement, it's painful, it's rapid, and it's not normal, healthy bowel movements. And also irritation around our genitalia, our anus, our vulvas, just feeling uncomfortable in our digestive tract and our genital area. And the third one is this uncertainty about how we feel, not necessarily being able to understand it or describe it to others. There's been lots of crying, lots of almost a collective grief that we can't communicate it. There's been a lot of tears shared in this room um, over the last few days, and a lot of really not being able to process what we're thinking and feeling. Now, I felt into this a lot intuitively, and this is some of the stuff that is coming up for me. So, the world as a collective is weeping. We're being exposed to so much uncertainty at the moment, and we're frustrated. We're going to war that brings loss and heartache and so much destruction. And there's almost this angry frustration that we're never learning. Not us, they are never learning. Nothing good ever comes from war. We've had these huge stories of greed, how the greed of the few is destroying the lives of many. We've had the release of the Epstein files and everything that has come with that. We've had the arrest of Andrew and these exposures to how horrendous behavior has been covered up by those in a position of privilege and power. And these are mainly men making these decisions, having this power, destroying these the creation of the world is being destroyed. Anything positive seems to be taken advantage of. So there's no wonder that this is affecting us. We're all feeling it. And for those of us who are empaths or sensitive, or however you want to describe it, or however it feels for you, you know, we're finding this particularly difficult to navigate because we are literally feeling it all. No wonder we're exhausted. I had a really good conversation with my friend over the weekend, and I just said to her, like, I'm so tired of having to feel it all. And and my body can't, my body's almost like, oh, I can't feel this, I can't carry anymore, I need to let it out, which ties in with, why we're potentially feeling constipated or uncomfortable or dysregulated with our digestive tract because we don't know how to process or digest all of this that we're being exposed to. And, when we're intuitive, which all of us are, when we tune into our intuition, we know that feeling, the gut, the gut feeling. I feel it in my gut, I know it in my gut. Our intuition communicates to us through our guts. A lot of the time, when I speak to my clients, and I have this myself as well, when I'm intuitively trying to address something, my body always speaks to me, nearly always, through my guts. So, is there any wonder that many of us are struggling with processing, digesting, because there's so much uncertainty, like I said, there's so much fear, uncertainty, anger, and these are emotions and situations that aren't pretty, that aren't openly spoken about. We're taught to cover up our anger and our shame and to push it down inside us because, when we're young and we're getting angry and upset and annoyed with ourselves, we get told that's behavior's naughty. So we need to continue being good girls and boys because we don't want to see the anger. That emotion isn't one that we want to see. So it makes sense that as we get older, we don't know how to process these emotions and it manifests in these situations that I'm talking about. Being tired, it's a lot to carry, not being able to digest properly, getting irritated around our genitalia, lots of, stabby bum pain, as I call it, itching around the anus and the genitals. And that's because we don't, we're scared to let go of what we're holding on to. Literally, like the shit that we're holding on to because it's so uncomfortable. And we do not live in a world that allows us to show that discomfort, that grief, that shame, and that anger. So all of that is going on. And then at the moment, as I'm recording this, it's the full moon. So that is just intensifying everything. And I welcome that because we need to release these emotions. We need to be able to express what it is that we need to express, however that may look. You may need to scream. You may need to dance it out of your body. You may need to write down how you're feeling. You may need to have a conversation with somebody to try and help you get to how you feel. But I want you to remember this. Yes, it's the full moon today. Yes, there's lots of stuff being released. Yes, there's a lot that we're carrying. But it's also the beginning of spring. I've seen daffodils flowering today. The sundrops have been out for a while, but I've spotted some daffodils today. And spring is here. Lighter nights. And with spring, it's that reminder that, you know, things go on. We are reborn. We are meant to regenerate. We are meant to evolve. Parts of us are meant to die and then be reborn. We are cyclical beings. So, all of this that we're going through, all of these feelings, it's all good because once we've shed it, it makes way for more beautiful things to happen. And that is about as much as I can cognitively share with you today because I'm feeling all the feels. But I just wanted to come on and share that with you and to remind you that you are powerful, you are intuitive, and sometimes, as I shared, it gets too much. It it can be overwhelming, but that's okay. And it's okay for you to feel these things. And it is super important that you connect with your body and listen and give her what she needs. And there are so many things that we can do to connect with ourselves and create safety in our body that are really simple, yet often when we're in this space of tiredness and feeling, ugh, we beat ourselves up a bit because we've been programmed to think that we need to be productive all the time, which we don't. That's a lie. That's the patriarchy. Okay. It is absolutely okay for us to rest and restore ourselves. So I've actually had a thought just as I've been talking now, I'm going to create some resources of health and well-being self-care toolkits. So different things that you can do to support you when you feel like this or when you're maybe just feeling a bit off. So I'm just going to really run through some of them really quickly, and then I'm going to go into more detail in some of the resources I'm going to make. So find safe connections with yourself and with your community. So what do I mean by that? With your community, go to things that make you feel good. Go and connect with people. Meet a friend, ring a friend, voice note a friend, create a connection that is positive. Last night I went to netball with an amazing group of women, and then I went to my gymnastics class. I was exhausted. I got in the car after netball and I was like, do I really want to go to gymnastics? I don't know if I do, but I did, and I had a great time. I needed it. I needed to be around people that make me feel good. I needed to move my body. I needed that joy. So find your community, connect with yourself, be kind to yourself, connect to your body, have a relaxing shower, bath, wash your hair, take that extra pamper time, put on a face mask, do a body scrub, conditioning mask. Just spend a little bit longer, massaging and connecting with your body, cleaning your body. If One of the reasons I love Tropic and being a Tropic ambassador, can't get my words out, skincare. Use your skincare to, take extra time to apply it, to be really, connect with yourself. What feels good? What level of touch? What type of touch do I want to be? Does it need to be circles? Do I want to do, sweeping? Do I want to pat? Just listen to your body. Take a few moments. Have a cup of tea. Um, Remind yourself that you're safe. A really good way to do this is to snuggle up to something. You can cuddle a pillow. If you've got a weighted blanket, you can use a weighted blanket. I personally recommend cuddling a dog. I had a lovely little snuggle session this afternoon with my dogs, and I had one of them like lying on my chest, and it just felt so good. Connect with nature, always. If you know me a while, you'll know that that's a favorite of mine. And as I said, just create connections. And a big one is disconnect. Disconnect from the digital world, from news, social media, all of the outlets for as long as you can. Grab yourself a drink, a book, some crafts, or just sit in silence or go for a walk, listen to the birds. Make sure that you are looking after yourself. Because there's a quote, and I don't know where it comes from. I have seen it somewhere before, so I know I haven't made it up. But it is something like, if you look after the queen, the kingdom will look after itself. So when we feel overwhelmed, when there's all these horrible things going on in the world that we don't feel that we can control or contribute any support to, go back to yourself. Connect to yourself, look after yourself, make yourself feel safe, and start there. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. If you've got any thoughts, feelings, you can connect with me and I would love to have a conversation. But lots of love and I'll hopefully connect with you all soon. Bye.